You let me violate you.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape examines the life of Gilbert Grape and the Grape family as they strive to coexist in small-town America. With the absence of a father figure, 17-year-old Arnie's severe mental condition and a morbidly obese mother. The burden of responsibility on Gilbert in regards to caring for his younger brother is heavy, and we watch as this takes its toll on his life and his perceptions of where his life will take him. When Becky, played by Juliette Lewis, and her grandmother arrive on the scene, however, Gilbert discovers new feelings, new thoughts, and new hopes for the future. So directed by Lasse Hallström, who later went on to give us such films as Chocolat, The Shipping News, and Dear John, What's Eating Gilbert Grape stars Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio, Juliette Lewis, and Mary Steenburgen. The film was written by Peter Hedges based on his book, and it earned a very deserving Oscar nomination for Leonardo DiCaprio for his portrayal of mentally handicapped Arnie Grape. At only 19 years of age, the performance DiCaprio gave in this film solidified him as an acting force to be reckoned with. The film still stands up today and is a beautiful examination of a young man's life, the challenges he faces, and the forces that help him conquer them. So yeah, I mean, like I obviously watched this film years ago. Oh, I want to dedicate this review to Paul and Amy, two friends of mine who over the years have done some wonderful improvisations as Gilbert and Arnie. I salute you, and they're always really funny, and this review is for you. Okay. I watched this film, it was more about, I think when the film came out for me in 93, it was a kind of a Johnny Depp. It was like, in a way, it was supposed to be a Johnny Depp vehicle. But when you, unfortunately, Leonardo shits all over, like Johnny Depp's there, and it's kind of like, okay. But it's an amazing film. I actually didn't think much of it then when I watched it, but watching it again now, just appreciated it so much more in its simplicity. Like, it's a really simple tale, dealing with some complex, some uncomplex characters, and it's a really beautiful film. It's well made, simply made, and it tells a great story. So, anyway, what do you think of this?
I thought it was fantastic. This is actually my first time having seen it. And just within the first minute, I think my first thought when I saw Leonardo DiCaprio was, holy shit. Like, he's just extraordinary, I'm definitely either watching this again as soon as we finish this review or doing a Leonardo DiCaprio marathon, it's just, he's just incredible, Also, I think Darlene Cates,
the mother.
The mother is...
Mother Grape.
Yeah.
Her backstory, if I'm correct on this, is that she appeared on Sally Jesse Raphael about a program about morbidly obese women who hadn't left their houses in ages. She'd suffered from depression and all of that, and then was cast in this. Spoke to the writer, I think, and ended up doing this film, and she's incredible. There's one shot of her, just a close up of her face, and it breaks my heart. Like, there's just so much emotion that comes out in her.
Yeah, she's extraordinary as well.
Yeah.
My thing about DiCaprio's performance in this is that it was nominated for the Supporting Actor Academy Award in that year, and that category of all the years, in that particular category, it is my favourite category in every Academy Awards there's ever been. You had Leonardo in this, you had John Malkovich in The Line of Fire, Pete Postlethwaite in The Name of the Father, Ralph Fiennes for Schindler's List, and Tommy Lee Jones, the eventual winner for The Fugitive, and it's just such a mammoth category. I actually put Leo as number one on that list. It's a terribly hard list. But,
so did I. I have to say, and there was debate. I mean, we're getting off topic. Sorry, I'm getting off topic, but there was debate. That Tommy Lee Jones won, and everyone was a bit poo-pooey about it because they wanted Ralph Fiennes to win for Schindler's.
Right, he was unknown at that stage.
Yeah. But I thought Leonardo. I actually think Leonardo. I would have voted for him. And at 19 years of age, pulling off that performance.
Funny enough, though, I don't really think that he's matched it.
No, and you know what? I think that it's like, I think Titanic.
Well,
Yeah, okay, well it was what it was, but I think after that people actually, it's like in a way it's kind of a bit of a Brad Pitt thing, you know, people actually forget that they can act. They're actually really quite good actors. They do a commercial piece, you know.
Stars as opposed to actors.
Yeah. You know, and at 19 years of age to have like some sort of trigger, like I think that thing the character actually flicked his nose quite a bit,
yeah.
like
he's got the hand movement
and apparently DiCaprio came up with that as this kind of way for his character. It was this like sort of symbolic way that his character would flick his nose and his brain would reboot.
Yeah.
Like he had these little like sort of ways of, you know, like in character connecting, and I just you know, the finite details of a 19-year-old actor coming up with that. You know, I
agree with you too about Depp. I don't know if he's got nothing much to work with, or it's just not one of his greatest performances. Or,
yeah, he went on to, you know, Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
is Johnny
Depp.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. But I mean, he's very fantastic at his transformative performances, but maybe less so in the straight dramatic ones. I mean, you look at Public Enemies from a couple of years ago and think, eh.
Well, yeah, and it's interesting because he did Edward Scissorhands prior to this.
That's right.
And then, you know, I mean, like, I think that's a really apt statement given that he's just done The Tourist and he's playing, you know, someone quite normal. Or, you know, sorry, and everyone's poo-pooed, like, I haven't seen it.
It's been a flop so far.
It's flopped.
Yeah, we'll see about that. As for, actually, I winced when you mentioned Dear John, but as for Lasse Hallström, it was almost the start of his American career, and he basically almost specialised in adaptations from existing novels. And this was, again, like Empire of the Sun, it was almost like a warm-up film for him in that realm, because he went on to do what did you say, Chocolat and there was a
Shipping News.
I mean, they're all based on books, you know, and those are, I think, are superior films almost. Well, not Dear John, obviously, but I think Cider House Rules. I think he was also the director. Of that one, which was one of the better ones that he's done. So yeah, it was, again, for me, it was like a warm-up film for him in that regard.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen any of those, but I like this comparatively. How do you think it sits with it? Because I don't know. For me, this kind of style of film, it's near perfect what he's done.
Yeah. Well, I think Cider House Rules was probably the apex of his career. I mean, it's an interesting thing because he's almost specialised in very American, except maybe with the exception of Chocolat, very American stories. And he's Swedish, I think. Yeah. And he was nominated for My Life as a Dog as foreign film in 1987 or something like that.
Okay.
Which really broke him in America.
Well, yeah, I mean, one of the things that really stood out about this film for me was that kind of capturing of the small town kind of feel and mentality, you know. It's hard for me to be able to judge Johnny Depp's performance properly in a way, just because Leonardo DiCaprio does, you know, stand out so much. But his frustration at, you know, being locked into this small town and kind of having to suppress that a lot of the time, I thought really, you know, was really fantastic.
That did work, yeah.
Yeah.
I should mention the other cast members that made an early appearance: John C. Reilly.
Oh yeah, great.
And Juliette Lewis. And
Juliette Lewis, I was watching her again in this, and this was kind of her, because she dated Johnny Depp for a while. Is that right? No, it was Winona Ryder and Juliette Lewis.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah. They're all, you know, at the time. And I was watching, she's actually, and I still think to this day, I thoroughly enjoy watching Juliette Lewis perform, even in Whip It, which the guys didn't like so much. You know, I always find her really watchable because she's kind of like, she's quirky and she has this childlike innocence to her, you know, her demeanour on screen. And I just, you know, so when I was watching her in this again, I thought, yeah, you know, what happened to her in a way? Whip It happened to her.
Yeah, that's right. I also enjoyed anytime I see Crispin Glover, he's there as well.
Oh yeah, brilliant.
Could have had much more of him, definitely.
Yeah. But like, you know, Lasse Hallström does tell those kind of really, I mean, Cider House Rules, to me, it's funny, you know, I think this highlights the difference between us, because I suppose I like the tales a little bit more, like Chocolat for me, and maybe, look, you know, maybe it's a male-female, you know, thing, I don't know, but like Chocolat for me is a better film. Like I enjoy that more.
That's a bit more of a fable.
It is a fable. It is, and maybe it's a stylistic thing.
Yeah.
But like he always interweaves these really kind of beautiful tales of characters, if that makes sense. Like the storytelling is really.
That's also a small town story as well.
And but you know what I mean. Like it just looks.
So is the shipping news now that I think about it.
Absolutely, like they're all kind of really, and I love the shipping news as well. I think that's a really kind of like
No, that's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know. I like that about his films. But the Cider House Rules for me. Anyway, that's a different review.
Well, I just wanted to mention one last thing. I don't know who did it, and I'm not sure if you've got it there, but the cinematography I thought was awesome in this as well. Really captured the colours and the hues of country America.
Yeah, when those they're watching. This doesn't give anything away, but they watch this. All the caravans come over the.
Yeah, sort of sets the plot going.
It's really beautiful.
But very kind of understated still, like doesn't smack you over the head.
No, exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Simple and beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, nail away then.
I'm going to give it 8.
8?
Yeah, I really like this film.
I'm going to give it 6. I'm tempted to give it 7 for an extra star for Leo's performance, but I'm just going to restrain myself and give it 6 out of 10.
You see, I was deciding whether to give this a 9 actually.
Oh.
But I'm giving it an 8.
Hey, there you go.
I did it again!
Alright, here we go. There you go.
It's alright, Jerry, I got him. Jerry.
We're taking him in.
It's not gonna happen again, I promise.
We've warned you, we've warned your sister that the next time is gonna be the last time.
I know. Run the lights and play this siren, okay?
I believe it.
Play this siren for me.
Way to go, Gilbert.
Jerry, listen, you're gonna have to take it easy.
We'll take care of him.
You gotta keep an eye on him. You gotta watch him. Hey! Do the siren, okay? Do the siren, alright?
Okay, thanks for watching our part 1 of Child Actors into Adult Actors. In part 2, my chosen actor, Christian Bale, I'll be reviewing his new film, The Fighter.
And I'll be looking at Leonardo DiCaprio and his new film, Inception.
And I'll be doing Natalie Portman in Black Swan.
Indeed, so look out for that one in future. As for the upcoming Academy Awards season, please visit the Osgers Facebook page, the address on screen, to be part of a little competition, a little friendly competition to try and pick the winners from the full list of Academy Award nominations coming out at the middle of January, I believe it is. So look out for that one. We hope you have a safe and happy Christmas and New Year, and look forward to seeing you all in 2011.
Okay, bye!
Ciao for now, see ya.